Hey guys! After you finish the latest raid, Voidspire, you might have noticed that the sunwell has gone dark. And whenever you enter it, you start taking massive damage per second. There's also an NPC present here, called Lura, who has around 149 million health. Fun enough, this NPC is actually a raid boss in the upcoming raid, March on Quel'danas. So our mission today is to kill this boss Lura before her raid is even released. Will this be possible? Let's find out. If we use all our cooldowns to survive and damage the boss, we manage to extract some important information. The boss itself does not harm us, it is simply floating here casually. And the thing that actually deals damage is called Overwhelming Oblivion. Here, from the Wowhead database, you can see the damage done is 45% of your maximum health every second, which will be really hard to survive. After testing around with it, I realized something really important. Look at the comment log. It says your Overwhelming Oblivion damaged you, which means it's my damage done. So what if I reduce this with, say, Resurrection Sickness? And it works. Rest Sickness, which lowers her damage down by 75%, will reduce the debuff damage on herself, making me actually able to survive in here for about a minute before Rest Sickness drops off. But my damage output is really bad, so how will this help us kill the boss? Well, it could give us an opening to explore the room, and possibly find a location to avoid the debuff altogether, but that's quite a long shot. After some exploring, we didn't find anything useful, but Tailsnapper, my friend, had an excellent idea. What if we level sync inside the room to face away?
Oh my god, it worked!
Okay, we are in.
Holy shit!
The boss faced away, and so did the damaging aura. So now, all we have to do is to find a location where this debuff isn't present. And by random luck, or skill, I managed to heroic leap outside the walls. Then I used the cushion toy to help others outside. There's another wall here, do I dare to go out? Oh, okay. Look at that, oh it looks so blue! We tried to unsync and face back to the boss, but that was a bad idea. I still had the debuff active.
I'm not taking damage.
You're not? And then I got stuck in an infinite DC loop. But Quill managed to find the perfect frame, where the boss is still visible to us, but we're out of range of the death aura. Taking a single wrong step, however, will lead to you getting disconnected, and needing the unstuck feature to get back, which has a 4-hour cooldown. Our plan now was to gather pet classes and send them in to kill the boss over many hours. The pets are thankfully immune to the aura damage, but the issue now is that they cannot find a path to the boss, since we're bugging outside the walls, and we cannot leave a pet inside, because when the cushion toy is used, they will despawn your pet. Thankfully, there is a solution: the hunter ability, Eye of the Beast. This allows the hunter direct control of their pet, and now the pet can walk through walls and start beating up the boss. How much damage did you do? Wait, let me see.
Oh my god.
1k, 1k, 1k.
1k.
Ooh, we're gonna
Ah,
need
this is
a
gonna
lot
take a
of
while.
hunters.
I thought of gathering 40 hunters to bring down the boss together, but before I had a chance to do this, we quickly ran into another issue.
This is gonna take a while.
Screen is still 149 million. And your screen is still
This is
166,
166,
yes, so
yeah.
nothing has happened. The health bar doesn't go down at all, not even a million. So it seems the boss is passively healing itself every few seconds. This means we have to nuke the boss down fast before it's able to heal itself. We cannot bring it down slowly. So back to square one. Next plan, reuse an earlier strategy with a dig rat, and the monk talent, Overwhelming Force. A similar strategy I performed 2 weeks ago to one-shot a world boss. Blizzard didn't bother to fix this yet, but how are we gonna set it up inside the room with all damage taken? We can't phase out thanks to level scaling, because we need to be in the same room as the boss when we spawn the dig rat. So the solution was a similar effect to Rest Sickness that reduced the damage output. Is a toy to make you super minimize or something? Get super small.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Full body shrink or
Does
something.
that reduce your damage output?
Yes, it makes you insanely weak.
The whole body shrinka reduces your damage output by 99%, which allows you to stay in this room for 3 minutes without dying. Perfect for setting up a one-shot. Since my monk is level 80 still, I had Korea attempt the combo to beat the boss. Okay, so you bubble, then remove your rat debuff.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Fortifying brew, bubble, remove.
I'm spawning the rat, wait, and use it on the rat.
Oh, bubble is gone. Bubble is gone.
Rat there.
Oh,
I couldn't target
dang
it, bro.
And we got stuck with another issue. It is that you get stunned when you remove the whole body shrink effect. And we have to remove it in order to deal damage to one-shot the boss. But this one had an easy solution. You can somehow cancel aura or right click away the stun.
Shrinking! What? I'm a tiny duck! Look at us!
Go.
I leveled up my monk from 80 to 90 and gathered even more players. Because doing 150 million damage is gonna need a lot of firepower. I also believe the damage cap in WoW might stop a single monk from killing the boss alone. We all position ourselves, prepare the macro to remove the shrinka, and now we one-shot the boss. Alright, so...
We kick on rat.
Yeah, but together we will 3, 2, 1... Wait, not do it yet, but we will call on 3, 2, 1, kick. And then instantly spawn on rat. And I give you like 3 seconds to like target the rat. And then I'll say 3, 2, 1, macro, and we spam macro.
Okay.
Yep.
So you feeling ready?
Ready.
Wait, hold on.
Yep,
let's go.
Let's check. Okay, so first we kick.
Literally in the disc.
At your
Kick.
ready check.
Yes.
Bro.
Okay, wait, let's go. Kick in 3, 2, 1, kick. Okay, now spawn the rat. And shield. Target the rat. Everyone target the rat. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Stop! Wait, what happened to the rat? Did the rat die? Someone killed the rat.
I got the rat.
Let's kill the rat. Okay, what went wrong? Well, we did fail a bit by killing rats with auto hit, but the biggest problem is overwhelming force doesn't work. We don't know why, but the boss is not being hit by it.
What does this hit, bro?
It doesn't hit. Is it immune to... We tried everything, but the one-shot ability doesn't work. Perhaps Blizzard made the boss immune to it in order to stop me from reusing the old one-shot. Or the boss is levitating out of range, but other AoE abilities are able to hit it, which makes it quite odd. Anyway, it is Saturday now, and we have this last day to find a way to one-shot the boss, and then edit the video before release on Monday, if we're gonna succeed with the challenge. I scoured the database, tested a lot of classes, and somehow managed to find a brand new one-shot bug. It is the monk talent, Skyfire Heel, added in Midnight. This does 10% scale damage to nearby units, as you can see here, which will work to one-shot players for 107 million damage, and hopefully the boss. I gathered Dig Rat and went for it alone, just to see if it's able to deal damage to the boss, and it does. Lura took 70% damage from a single monk, and luckily, the boss doesn't insta-heal itself, it slowly regen over time. So now, all we have to do was to spend an hour farming Digger Rats for all of us, and it took ages to get the first drop. So gonna be
What if they secretly removed the dick wrap from
Exactly,
the
that's what I'm thinking. I was paranoid, Blizzard had stealth nerfed it during the weekend. This is on the finish line again.
That would be hilarious.
It would be so weird in the middle of the weekend though. Good thing that wasn't the case.
Removing an item
Oh,
that's been
I got
in
one,
game
I got
since.
one.
That's a good one.
Thank God,
There
thank
you go.
God.
I got one.
We're saved.
Okay, they exist.
And now, we're ready to attack the boss, one at a time, before it heals up. Hopefully, we get the ahead of the patch, Lura achievement.
Okay. Spawning rat now.
Then remember to target it.
Like, can you say what you're
Spam
doing?
the macro and then... Nice, half your health, good, I'm up. Alright.
It should die then, before I
think
can
so.
even...
We'll see, I'll have to do it fast. Hold on. Can I hit? Okay, there we go. Spawning rat first. Okay, let's see. Here it comes.
So just tell me what you do.
Yeah, spamming. 1 health.
Oh my god.
Oh, you see,
Okay, it goes
oh
parallel.
my god.
Do it once more. Do
Yeah,
it once
do
more.
it one more.
This was 2 health, not 1.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Alright, it cannot die.
It is,
Oh
it is
my
one health.
god. Blizzard. That's so boring.
That is boring.
Alright.
And it seems Blizzard decided to make the boss completely immune to death. And it gets stuck on 1 health, even when you do overkill damage.
Yeah, you did
Well, at least it
1.1
worked. GG,
billion.
everyone.
So the answer is no. She cannot be killed, Even when she should have been.
Well, at least we know now.
Yeah. But at least, you can use this strategy to insta-kill other midnight bosses. Look at this. Okay, so all you do is to pop CDs, spawn Digat on the boss. And then target Digat and Rising Sun kick on the Digat. Whoa, you did it! Holy shit!
There it is.
Damn, you're like a mythic raider. And of course, we can one-shot our horde friends with this as well. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!